still see each other.
Oh, we live. We're going to wait for a little bit, though, because I got to check and make sure the sound working. Hold on.
Testing.
Yes, testing. Testing picture. See, now it's popping up. So this how y'all look. Y'all look good. Stop. Okay. Oh, shit. Sorry. What's going on, y'all? I think it was 2 people in here when I looked at the thing. What's going on, everybody? As y'all know, it's BubzDaGawd here. We hope that you all are having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful, amazing Sunday. And I'm here with 2 wonderfully amazing people. Of course, these are people that made me.
Exactly.
They made me, which is great. But just their level of love and understanding, even though it was difficult, but they were able to get through it. I don't know if y'all want to introduce y'all names, or because I feel like I want to just say y'all can call them Pops BubzDaGawd and Mom BubzDaGawd. Okay. Say Mom and Pops BubzDaGawd. Let me see. We got 3 people watching. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump to the questions. We're gonna try to get this over with as quickly as possible because we got things that we have to do. So what I'm gonna do is, hold on, y'all. I'm already, Jesus. Okay, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you first, Mom, a question, and then it's gonna be you. Okay? What's up?
What's?
Oh, that's all right. I want them to see you. Okay. So the first question I have for you, Mom, is what were you taught about LGBT plus growing up? What was your ideas around it? What did people tell you about it? Like, how was it formed growing up?
I don't know, it was just different. I mean, I've always been straight, so it was something I just never really, got into. But,
So you had like negative thoughts, like people saying bad things about it that made you afraid of it?
People say it, yeah.
Like, what were some of the things that they said growing up?
That wasn't right, and it was abomination and all that. So.
Okay. How about you, Dad? What were your thoughts when you were growing up about LGBT?
Well, it wasn't called that then. It was called, in my area, it was called
gay. Word? Oh, go ahead.
It was called gay. People was gay. Or
watch the F word, though. Don't say the F word.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying.
Lesbian.
Mm-hmm. What about sissy? I know they said sissy.
Sissy, yeah. When I was younger, it used to be sissy, stuff like that. So, as growing up with my parents and everything, it was like it wasn't allowed, So, it was during that era there, Even though I seen people that acted as growing up, that acted very openly. See, the word gay back then meant somebody excited, always happy all the time. Oh, they so gay and everything. And then the people like you wanted to be around, but then I don't know how it got twisted, turned around.
Okay, the comments should be popping up on. I'm sorry. Comments, because comments should have been going. Because I got comments here. We got people in the chat. Hey, Roki. Hey, Rick. Hey, Anubis. We got Style by Stevie. Hey, okay. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dad. I thought the comments. You done or you?
I'm kind of done with that question. I mean, I'm trying to think of other things, but.
Okay, we can go to another question. Hey, Jose, what's going on? I wish the comments should have been popping up, but they're not popping up. It would have been nice to see them there. Okay. So the second question I have is, did you guys know any LGBT people growing up? Go ahead, Mom first.
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. And how was that experience with them? Was he nervous to be around them before they opened? Were they in the closet?
They were in the closet. Were in the closet. You just kind of knew, because they didn't have, boyfriend and girlfriend. But it was always to themselves, But yeah, but I had no problem. No.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
Oh yes. I grew up right down the street from me. Guys they was real nice, nice people. You know what I mean? Nice. So what they did behind closed doors was their business. Right. But other people who wasn't, I would say, wasn't used to it, will call them sissy, gay, and stuff like that. But you got to get to know a person,
Exactly. We gonna get into all that. Okay. Third question. Did religion play a role in your viewpoint of LGBT people? And if so, like, how do you think it played a role? Like,
in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic until I married Dad. Never became.
But even in Catholic Church, how was it in the Catholic faith?
It was, frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was, that it was wrong and all that other stuff. But people do a lot of stuff in the Bible.
Hell to the year. Okay. What about you? The religion?
Yeah, in church, it was, you see people that was there, but, it was according to what the minister was preaching about and who you're following, And if their lifestyle or their point of view, you just follow what the pastor said, as a teacher, And yeah, it was looked down upon, And then it started gradually changing because in the Baptist church I grew up in, those who were, they was considered gay, like I said, was mostly in the music.
Yeah, that's true.
Ministry.
Gays got talent.
And yes, and you know what I mean? So I seen it as a little boy growing up and stuff until I became a teenager and young adult to understand what was going on. But the people was always nice.
Okay. They was always nice.
Yeah, they was always nice to me. And so, religion did play a part, and they said what was in the Bible, different things. Y'all know what's in the Bible.
Yeah, Leviticus, Matthew, all those chapters.
So.
Okay. Now we're going to start getting a little bit personal now with family and stuff. Did y'all have any inklings or like any conversations about the possibility of me, your son, being gay? And if so, what were they? Mom, did you have an idea? When we growing up was like, maybe. What do you think? And I want you to be honest. No. So there was nothing that came up to where it was like.
Well, as far as all the girls liked you, so.
Yeah, but the fact that I wasn't really into, I'm saying like.
I mean, it was a thought, but. It didn't matter.
Okay. What about you, Dad?
No clue. None at all.
None, really?
No, really.
Even the people I hung around wasn't like, what's going on?
No, because as you growing up, only one of your friends was, and that's the neighbor that lived behind us, or leave it like that, but you didn't show the same character as
so I wasn't as flamboyant as him.
Exactly.
So,
right. So it was, it no way. I didn't see no clues, nothing like that as being the dad. I was very proud of what you did growing up and everything, So.
Okay. So this is gonna be a good one. What was the first thing that came to your mind when my sexuality was confirmed? When the truth came out of what it was? Like, what went through your mind at first? Was it fear? Like, oh, I'm scared because of the world, or did you not really care? Like, what did you go through in the beginning when you first found out?
I mean, I was kind of shocked, but other than that, it was like, regardless, you are my son, and I love you, unconditional.
Right.
So.
Okay. What about you, Dad? Because let me tell the story about the whole thing with Dad real quick. I remember I told my sister first, and then I told my mom. And at that time, my mom and Dad, they were going fishing a lot in the summer. So my mom told me, you're going to have to tell your dad. You got to tell your dad. And I remember they went fishing, and Mom broke the news to him. What did you feel in that moment? And be honest, if you felt hurt, felt confused,
I was very confused. I'm going, what? I was hurt,
right.
Yeah, and saying that not my son,
right.
And where could this have came from?
Right.
So I was confused, I was hurt, and just trying to figure out, wow, is it in the DNA? Is it, was it something he seen, or I was just confused, and I was going, and I was hurt, and I was going, oh my God. But the love of my wife, she straightened me out. And
even though I wasn't straight, no, he was straight out.
Yeah.
And she straightened me out and told me that, this is unconditional love. You know what I mean? You got to look in the heart of people, even though our pastor said stuff like that too. So thank God the religion lessons I learned. And then being with my wife, and she said, no, unconditional love. And it took me a while, but that was the truth. Because holding stuff back can bring a dis-ease in the mind. It can travel down to your body and can turn that dis-ease into a disease. So you got to learn how to let things go. So I thank God for my wife, but I love my son and whatever he does in life, because he's a part of me. So I look into the heart. You got to look past and look into their character. So, yeah, at first I was shocked. I'm going to be honest about, oh, yes, but then.
So what was, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I had to listen to his story and see, he tell me, and,
So did y'all have any fears of, oh my God, did I fail somewhere as a parent, or fears of your child possibly going to hell because of the religion that you were in that says if you do this, what were some of the fears that came across your mind?
Yes, I thought of that too in the beginning, because like I said, I was deep into the church and had a special position in church. I just want to leave it like that. Those who know me know what my position was in church. So the religious stuff, I thought that. That's what I was taught in religion.
Right.
Damnation. All of that, So, like I said, just thinking about it and sitting back and communication and listen to other people, like my wife and other people that say, hey, bottom line is conditional love. I have to let it go because I could have kept it inside and it could have destroyed me.
Yeah.
Literally destroy you and our relationship too. Yes. So you have to learn how to, if you got unconditional love for something or someone, that's it right there. Let it go.
So let's deal with this because, like you said, the unconditional love. Okay, your son is that. Okay. How did you feel when your daughter also identified with being part of the LGBT community? How did you feel then? Was it like, something, right? Is this a generational curse? Somebody put something on us like, okay, got a son, now the daughter. Oh, my Lord, what ran through your mind, man?
I don't know. That was a big shot. He was a big shot.
Yeah, that was to me too. I ain't gonna hold you.
But it was the same with her. I mean, I love her. I love you, you're my kid, so I love you unconditional. So there's nothing like God love us unconditional. There's nothing that we can do, that y'all can do that I would be angry about.
Right. But how did y'all? Oh, never mind. I got a question that answer that actually. Okay, go ahead, Dad.
Read the question again.
How did you feel when your daughter?
Okay, when I first found out about my daughter, I had released any kind of negativity towards that community and learn how to love people. Then I found out about her and I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
But I know how we did in raising you and bringing you up. You know what I mean? So I know that part of the good and the bad and in life and growing up. So when I heard about her and I looked at her and I said, she is fine. She's cute as a daughter. And she's out there. She's cute. And both, sex will look at her. So I let it, whatever she chooses to do, whatever way they want to go. Long as I know that I did the best I can and I look into their heart and in their mind to see where they're going, they'll be okay.
And they're happy.
And they're happy.
And they're happy.
Good people.
Yes. And they will be okay. So,
All right. So how did y'all, and I kind of want to go more into y'all psyche, because I know y'all at the place where y'all are now, where y'all are a lot more free, more open-minded, aware, and once again, really practicing unconditional love. But, hold on, okay. How did you get to that point mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? How did you get to that point? Like, what did you have to go through within yourself to actually see the love? I know you said the love is there, but you got to go through it. So what were some of the things you had to do within yourself to get to where you are today? Go ahead and start, Mom. I hope that makes sense.
I'm trying to think here now. And
so did you, so okay, for example, like, again, let's go back to the fears. Fear of hell, fear of the world.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure fear of HIV, AIDS because of that. Yeah. Like, how did you deal with those fears within yourself to where you was able to release it? Did those fears come across your mind? Did they stay in your mind, or how did you deal with those thoughts?
Yeah, they were there, and I was always worried about, somebody had, you went somewhere or something could happen to you or, her. But once again, I had to take a long, hard look. This unconditional love is unconditional love, and I just knew y'all was gonna be okay because we took time and raised you guys. And, y'all loving people, and we love you, and even if you were straight, I'm not in the bedroom with you.
Right.
I don't want to see either way. So I mean, but I love you. Nothing stops me.
And there.
Well, dealing with those, like I said again, the emotion, it's there. You can, the world gonna tell you, the media gonna tell you, and your neighbors. So I try not to think and take all that negativity, diseases, people people that are against that community, So all of that will really stop your energy, and if you allow it to affect you, it will affect you. You know what I mean? But if you're nice and got an understanding of that community, and thank God for my son and my daughter, it was much pain off my shoulder, off of me, to understand, because he educated us in it. We was one-sided for a while, and a lot of people will be afraid of what they don't know until they research it, get the education on it, and then allow it to affect you. So
all right.
Yeah.
So this is my last question that I have, and then I told them in the chat they're gonna have like 10 minutes to ask y'all any questions y'all want, because they already asked the questions in the chat. So what would you say to other parents, especially Black parents, especially those who are also still in religion or have a religious mindset? What do you say to those parents who are struggling with the fear of accepting their LGBT plus children? Mom? You went okay, so Dad, what would you say if, for example, if somebody's searching on YouTube, they found out their child is LGBT, and they want to hear other parents' perspective, and they come across this one, and they're sitting here watching it, what would you want to tell them so that they could learn how to further love their child through whatever confusion or anger or whatever emotions they're dealing with?
Well, that's a good question. Let's see. Again, try to educate yourself on that community first. You know what I mean? And once you educate yourself, and then find out what your child, friend, or whoever it is that you having issues with, find out exactly how they are. You know what I mean? And you got to look within.
Yes.
Look within, and then, you know what I mean? As long as you did the best you can, because the world out here, hey, as of now, it's changing. It is changing. Up until, not to get off the subject, but up until COVID, like I said, I was deep in religion and stuff like that. And then since 2012, I've seen a lot of changes going on, in society. Now look where we at today. COVID has shut down so much religious institutions now, and a lot of people is thinking about what they're gonna do. It's inside. It had always been inside. It's always been inside you. Educate yourself. If you know you're a good person and you did the best you can, because kids grow up looking around, looking at parents looking at neighbors, looking at relatives and everything. And then they'll decide. But like I said, see what's in the heart, and love that person, especially if they, your children. Love them, because the world gonna
Attack them.
right. So if they know that love coming from you, whatever happened in the past is probably not your fault. But look inside, and communication is the key.
Yes.
Sit down and listen to them. Don't come out and no, listen, because they grew up looking up at everything as a kid. Growing up, until they got to a size to where they can view what the world is going on. So listen to them and love them. You know what I mean? Release that negativity in your heart.
I think a lot of that comes from that some people think, that it's I never looked at it as like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? I don't think I did anything wrong. I tried to be the best mom I possibly could be. Right. And I love my children unconditionally. We spend time, with our kids as they grew up.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that comes from other people looking at their friends or what somebody else think, or what they gonna say, or is that a reflection on me? No, that's your child, and that's their preference, and love them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how God loves us.
Right.
Unconditional.
And there's so many people out there that's like that, still, as they call it, I don't want to say in the closet, but they haven't came forth. They keep their private life private. But when you figure out how many people that's out there doing it from all walks of life, this is not new, y'all. This has been ever since back in the day, y'all. And you do your study back in I could be wrong, but the Greeks back in history. So it's out there, And since you want to be in the religion as far as what Jesus did, he walked among, people call them sinners, but he walked amongst a whole human class.
He walked around human.
You know what I mean? The lower class people, he walked among them and showed love. Unconditional love. And there it is.
Okay. Well, they saying in the chat, they like y'all. They're talking about we need more parents like this, especially black men, black cis hetero men like yourself, who's black straight men. That's the term for it, politically correct term. But more of this. There a lot of black parents, especially a lot of black men, are afraid to have those conversations because once again, people going and I'm gonna ask y'all a question and while they get ready to drop the questions down. Damn, I had the question. Dang, what's in my hair? What's my saying? They already know how I am. I be all over the place. Okay. So, but I guess the question I want to ask y'all as parents, like, damn, what was I about to say? It's on the tip of my tongue, and it's pissing me off. I'm waiting for them to drop these questions down here.
A lot of people, they worrying about what people say.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you. Do you think for parents, the biggest fear, like you got the fear of your children being hurt, of hell, all these different things. Do you think the biggest fear comes from what people gonna think about y'all as parents?
Exactly, that's what it is. It is.
So let me ask you this: how would you feel if you were talking to somebody, right, Dad, and you said, "Oh, I have 2 children that's LGBT," and they said, "Oh, you failed as a parent. Was your wife too overbearing? Were you absent?" How would you feel if someone told you and said that you did something wrong as a father? That's why your son is that way. That's why your daughter is that way. And
those who would say that don't really know me.
Okay, come on.
They don't know me.
All right.
You know what I mean? You don't know where, what's happening in my household.
Right.
How I grew up and how I raised my children, So they just looking from one side and just gonna make that comment like that. But once you get to know a person, okay, see where they come from, hey, you have a better understanding of why the children is like that, And that's what I can say about that, why the children is like that. So we love them.
That's right.
So we love them. So been loving all the kids that grew up with them and everything. And matter of fact, the kids on the block will hang out at our house and this other houses. And the world goes around, right? Same thing when I was a kid. I guess it's because we was on a corner house. They all came to my house. The kids on the block and from around the corner and everything came to our house to play. So
They was like our kids.
it was my parents. The love my parents gave to us, you know.
That's right.
And it just trickled on down.
Okay. So now we're gonna get to some of the questions. First of all, thank y'all for doing this. I appreciate y'all being open, and this is very much needed. So I hope that this video helps to be somebody else's foundation,
right,
for them to also experience the love, because the love that y'all have, it's an energy thing. It can flow to anybody. It is not just reserved for one person. It's for everybody. So I got a few questions here. First question.
Can you be in the camera too?
No, you say you shy.
No.
I'm about to say, because you ain't talking like you shy. No, it's focused. I should have did this before because I wanted to interview y'all so they can still hear me. So Plant Man asked this question. I want to know if Bubs me. Has he ever showed PDA in front of y'all before? Public displays of affection. Have y'all seen me hug someone I was with, kiss someone I'm with? Like, how did y'all feel about that? Were y'all okay with that? Were y'all like, do that in the room? What? And be honest.
I saw it. I mean, because to me, I'm not gay. I'm totally straight. Mm-hmm. So it was different, but that's you. That's your life.
Okay.
You know, so, you know.
Well, honestly, I seen you hug him. I ain't never seen you
kiss, do nothing else. Okay,
yeah, kiss
still.
You know, but if you did, and I look at the reaction of the person you kissing, and if they accepted it and everything,
I hope they would. I ain't trying to be no
right.
type of stuff now.
But you know, if the other person didn't like the kiss, then you got a problem there. I ain't got no problem with it. You know, so hey.
All right, this question's for you, Dad. This is from Megan. She said, Daddy Bubs mentioned that parents should educate themselves. What did that research look like for you? Like, how did you find the research?
Well, basically, like I said, being holding a position in church, I know a little bit about the Bible, okay? Mm-hmm. And then researching, it mainly came from my son, Brandon. He taught me a lot. And the research I did was listening to other people that had podcasts out there, well-known podcasts, and noticing that, you know, from there, the education from there is, I put it all together. And then came up with the idea that, wow, it is a lot to learn out. These are people, you know what I mean? And they all have a heart just like us. It's just, you know, if they sexuality, whatever, so what? They still have a heart. They still bleed the same color blood as everybody on this planet. So you get to the education. He taught me a lot, my son. I thank God for it. So once I found the information, I had to release the fear of him being hurt or hurting other people. Because I thought, oh man, wow. You know what I mean?
And once you know better, you do better. So it's like once you're educated, you apply that knowledge, and you can't be ignorant no more. You know, right. So there's really no excuse.
Because I had some friends, you know, girlfriends come at me that were like, "Wow, so how you feel about that?" And it was straight out. I love my kids, unconditional.
Right.
That's their preference. That's what they want to do. That's on them. I'm not gonna stop loving them,
right?
Because they don't fit into what I think they should be. They are who they are. And I think that's where a lot of, I don't see how a mother could just put your child out, you know, because they're not what you wanted them to be. They're their own person.
And a lot of times it's not really like you said from a standpoint of the child. It's more so what they gonna think about me.
Right. But when I set my girlfriend straight, nobody else ever came at me wrong, period.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I'm grown and they already know how I be talking. I'm being real nice. They know how I can be. So Megan has a question for you, Mom. She said, Mama Bubs, was there ever a moment of sadness for you when your children came out? And Well, I'll let you answer that question first. Do you feel, Mama Buzz, was there ever a moment of sadness for you when your children came out? Did you feel sad for a moment?
Only reason, I felt sad because with the world, they was gonna have to deal with in the world. It's already enough being black, let alone, you know.
Yeah.
And then for both of them, but still, my love is strong.
Right.
So
it's the second part. You want to answer that too, Dad? Because it was from Mom, but if you feel like you want to jump in, you can as well. Do you have something to say about that? Like, well, you did say you had a moment of sadness.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about that moment?
I had a moment of sadness. Yes, we all do when you first hear about something that go against. Yes, something that go against the way you do things, the way you believe, and stuff like that. Of course, we all are human. Gonna have a sadness about it. But the bottom line is, again, listening to your child, educate yourself on it, and know what you installed into your child or your friend or whoever the person is, what installed into them. You know, what came out of you into them.
Right.
You know, and if you know there's goodness there, and like I said, love, or hey, they got to grow up, and if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do. But unconditional love, bottom line, we get into that again.
That's the only thing. That's a two-part question. They said, do you feel like one of the sadness that you felt is that your children might miss out on the type of love that both of y'all share? Like, because we're LGBT, we wouldn't be able to experience what y'all had?
Oh, no. I didn't think that.
No. In the beginning, like I said, I was worried about it. And let me take that back. Maybe so in the beginning, when I found out. Honestly, in the beginning. And until I talked with them, and like I said, did the research, finding out, hearing about other people, and the bottom line, my wife, I'm telling you, she came out and she said, well, what about us? Well, we can't, me and you, we love each other. And just like that, you can't get the same kind of love to them, unconditional love. And it just woke me up going, wow, you're right. Hey, I've been doing it while they was a child until they got an adult and want to go their own way. Send love out. And that love gonna cover everything. That's right. Unconditional love gonna cover protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guidance. Just think about it, y'all. And other things that's out here in society. Unconditional love.
I can already tell they gonna want you to come back.
Yeah.
Where Mama Bug? Where Daddy Bug? See? Okay, now this is y'all send in y'all questions because I'm gonna give them 5 more minutes and then we out. Plant Man asked this to both of y'all, so Mom first and then you second, Dad. What advice would you give to a mother or a father on breaking the ice if it's hard for them to understand their kids' choices?
That's a good question.
Communication.
Okay, that's one. Okay.
But we've always communicated.
Yeah, we have.
So we've always been a close,
very tight-knit
family. And we always took time with our kids and listened to them, and So I don't know. I'm not just sitting here like, okay, well, I ain't had no problem. Yeah, I did, but
you said communication.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was communication to where you had to check yourself and what you thought you knew?
On some things, yes.
And then so you could be more open to receive it, because I feel like a lot of parents, they be so stuck on what they know as opposed to what they don't know, which is outside of them.
Or what they
don't
want
want
their
to
kids to be, or what they think they're supposed to be.
Right.
They're who they're supposed to be.
Right.
So, the communication.
Yeah, so communication.
I would say communication too, because of the fact you have to sit down and ask them questions in a calm way. Just ask them questions and find out before you get too emotional, and break off. Because you never know until you talk. When you talk communication, I don't know what the situation is in your household, but communicate, talk, let them tell you, talk to you, you listen. And then once you listen, then you take it in and be quiet and see what comes to you, because believe it or not, we are spiritual beings. We all got that connection. And sit down and see what that connection is, and be calm, ask and think about you know.
And then who are you to judge somebody?
Yeah.
You know, that's.
So from there, you know, that's the advice I give, because I don't know the whole situation. I don't know your situation and what you're going through with your children or whoever it is, but communicating and let them tell you, then decide. It could be something as a child, all the way up that, hey, you don't know, but
Communication.
So I have a question, and then I'm gonna ask this one question. They said don't ask it, but it's just to be funny. I know what your answer gonna be, but I'm gonna ask y'all kind of a darker question.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, y'all didn't get to that place. Let's say, for example, y'all was very much against it. This in a hypothetical situation,
Okay.
y'all was very much against it. I don't like it. Don't do it around me. Whoop-de-whoop. You felt that way, and then either me or Kaylin, something happened to us to where we were gone from y'all forever. Do you feel like y'all would have had regret and guilt?
oh yes, oh yes.
Do you think that guilt and that grief could really mess your life up?
Oh yeah.
Because you felt like you missed out on opportunities, being ignorant instead of spending time with your child. Like, do you?
Of course.
You felt that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because you didn't spend time with them and you holding it in.
Right now, you can't.
Like I said in the beginning, whatever you holding in is gonna affect. It's gonna affect it. You know, that's dis-ease. I'm telling you, it's people leaving just like that. It can be any situation, and they holding it in and going against it, and that dis-ease will cause a disease, and that disease can take you out. You know, so of course it is. I mean, that's wild, but we didn't go down that way.
I'm grateful,
So,
y'all, and I'm glad we're still here, and that I'm able to still make the memories with y'all, because that's all we really gonna have is memories.
That's right.
After a while, and you never know how life is. Like you said, people dropping, healthy, young, all that stuff, and it don't have to be healthy. It could be being shot and killed, being ran over, anything. So it's like, and I'm just saying this I'm not a parent, but I'm just gonna bounce off what my parents said. Learn to love your children.
Right.
Because the thing that we have to learn is self-love, and everything outside of us is teaching us something about ourselves. Because how can we sit here and say that we love, if you're in religious, you love God, God loved me in the midst of all my stuff, and you know how messed up you is. Why can't you sit there and offer that same thing? So it's like, I appreciate y'all for not just taking the information, because people take information and do nothing with it. Y'all applied it in the life to see for yourselves what it is. So I thank y'all and I commend y'all, and God knew what he was doing. He gave me y'all. Baby, y'all did an amazing job. So the last question I got is this, and then we out, y'all, because it's time to eat. Let man answer this. Who was your favorite kid?
Oh, come on. I don't have a favorite kid.
Both of us?
Yeah, just as equal to me.
Yeah,
You know,
me too.
I mean, you have your ups and your downs, and if I'm around and you down, then the other kid. If the other kid is down, then back to you.
So
but it's
go ahead.
It's I didn't want to do that favorite kid.
No, mine is equal. I carry both.
Right.
But can we say this though, that my sister is a daddy's girl. I'm kind of a mama's boy. Okay, we can say that.
In some senses, yes.
Yes, we say that right.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
you see, you know, the traits you got inside of you, and all parents can see that in their kids. You know, you're more like me, or you're more like her.
Somebody messaged me because my sister, she put up a picture of y'all on y'all wedding day, and somebody messaged me and said, "You your daddy twin." So I wish I had his hairline, y'all, because his hairline is amazing. Okay, I'm just saying. But thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all were very natural. Y'all, they was nervous. Oh, I gotta put on makeup and I gotta look all this. Oh, I gotta put this on, all this stuff. But it's like, I think what we're missing and what I feel like I appreciate about this commentary is the transparency, because it's not fake.
Okay.
It ain't rehearsed. It's y'all. What's up?
So before we close out, can you sit down? If anybody coming in new that never,
they saw him in the beginning.
People that just may come in after we get started. What are you talking about? You know, because I might want to send this. You send it to me. I'm going to send it to other people.
That's fine. They can watch the whole video. My face on the thumbnail. It say with BubzDaGawd. You see it right there. You know what? But like, I want to focus on the parents, because this is what I should have done this before in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all being open. Oh, I got one more question. One last question.
Before you
answer me.
Good.
Okay, Megan said, question for Bubs. Everyone isn't blessed to have a parent, let alone both, to accept them in their sexuality. What is your advice to someone of your community who parents respond negatively? And I'm gonna say it before, and I say it all the time. I say it once, and I'm gonna say it all the time. Most importantly, out of everything, you have to learn how to love yourself. Because there are going to be some realities and experiences that are going to be very unfavorable. It's going to feel very unfair. It's not going to feel like it's right. And it's going to seem like everything is weighing down on you. Love yourself to get through it and learn from it. Just because the beginning was like that doesn't mean that your present moment has to be like, and it definitely is held on me, your future got to be like that. So above all things, and like my father was saying, y'all know how you see how he was talking and y'all see how he was talking and stuff? Just like me on my platform, but it's the self-love. Once you learn to love yourself, you can survive and go through anything because you are choosing to go through it and to say that there's something better for me on the other side, and it is. So that will be it. Okay, they said they need a YouTube. They already want y'all to get a YouTube channel. When I tell you, especially my dad will go viral.
Yeah, he would.
He would get the million of views. I'd be telling him to go on TikTok. Like, oh Lord, this is my daddy, Jesus. But I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for taking.
So come here, so we can show you how to love your babies.
That's right.
Oh Lord, hold on.
How you love your babies? Love them like this. God gave them to you for a reason.
Yes.
What's edible kicking in?
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I thank y'all
for
watching. Make sure y'all subscribe. Share this video.
Yes.
Share this video to Black parents, even if they feel negatively about it. Share it. Let's have a conversation. Everybody talking at each other instead of to each other. Let's really fix this because we can. But thank y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Don't forget at 8 o'clock. We're gonna be on Aaron Wiles Out YouTube channel for the Smash and Pass. So I'm gonna see y'all tonight at 8. So I love y'all, and y'all have the rest of a good night. Bye.